If you've used Klarna, Zip, Affirm, or any other alternate payment options when you've been checking out for something online, you may very well be upending all of the hard work that you may have been doing to turn your financial situation around. We're going to talk about it today. Is it clutch, cap, or trap? In today's episode of God, Can I Borrow a Dollar? Let's go. Hey, resetters, happy July. I hope that your summer is summering and it is giving you all the things that you want. Hey, it's Janine, and I am really eager to get into this conversation because I can't wait to hear what y'all have to say. So I'm going to jump into this topic with story. So picture this, it's the 1980s, and your girl is, between probably the ages of 5, 7, 9, and we are in the midst of back to school shopping. So it's probably July, August. Back in the day, we would go back to school in September, usually deep September. And my mother was absolutely a Mervyn's girly. Now, this might be for folks on the West Coast. I don't know if Mervyn's was outside of California and the West Coast, but we had a store called Mervyn's. And then we had good old Kmart. But Mervyn's was definitely the one. I can remember Mervyn's. Mervyn's was for the school clothes, and Kmart was like new sheets, things for the house, things like that. All right. And so we would go and we would pick out our school clothes. If things was really good, like we might get 2 pairs of shoes. Shout out if y'all remember Kenny's and Tom McCann. I'm really dating myself. But we might get like 2 pairs of shoes. Look, we might even slip some cute Payless shoes. And we wasn't getting Pro Wings. Mama wasn't playing us out like that. But we might get some cute little patent leather joints from Payless. And when it came to us picking out our clothes and everything, going into the dressing room, getting excited, being able to pick out your new backpack, like all the things were happening primarily at Mervyn's. Now, when it went time to go to the register, and now mind you, I'm the oldest with my mom of 3. So it's me, it's my brother, and my younger sister. When we would get to the register, my mother would ring up everything, and then we wouldn't take a bag from the register. And I got familiar with that because this used to happen every year. And what was happening, if y'all catching my drift, is my mother was using layaway at these stores in order to afford to purchase school clothes for us. So we'd be a little bummed out, right? Because we ain't got all excited. We got these clothes on and everything, and then we can't take them home. But this was the way for us to have her money and her paycheck meet the needs that we had in September. So she had to start a little early, make sure that the amount that she was going to have to spend every week or every 2 weeks was going to be affordable so that she can make sure all 3 of her kids got new clothes for the school year. I totally understand and resonate with it now, but back then I was just kid, wasn't thinking about no kind of money and that I just wanted to take the clothes home. Now, the other thing on the other side of layaway is when she finally made that last payment and picked up that big old bag of clothes and we got to take it home. It was literally like the experience all over again. We got a 2-for-1 and we really were able to lay our little clothes out and figure out how we was going to kill them on the first day of school. All right. So that, my friends, was traditional layaway. You went in, you picked what you wanted, you counted up the cost, you asked for a layaway plan, and you were responsible for paying a certain amount of money. Usually it might have been every 2 weeks or what have you, literally driving back to the store, going to the counter, paying that amount, and not getting that purchase until the whole entire balance was paid. That was our traditional layaway. Now, when we talk about Klarna, Zip, and Affirm, and all of these other platforms that have now cropped up into our ecosystem, into our economical landscape, they work a little bit different. And that's why I wanted to talk about, are these options clutch, cap, or trap? Because the difference now is that I can choose a Klarna or a Zip or an Affirm or a Sezzle or a Clarity Pay. And there's others out there that I'm not even naming because I just can't think of them off the top of my head, but there's a lot of them out there. I can choose these as alternate forms of payment on purchases that I want to buy, primarily online. And the thing is, though, is that I instantly get the gratification of being able to get the thing that I'm buying before I pay it off. That, my friends, is where I call cap and trap. With layaway, I contend to argue that people might be a little bit more careful of really making sure that they want the thing that they're putting on layaway because they've got to commit to paying it off. Now, if you didn't pay it off, my mother has said that like you forfeited a certain amount of money. I think you could get some of the money, but not all of it because you committed to the payment plan and you defaulted on it. So there's some skin in the game. And you didn't get the items that you chose. They went and put them right on back on the on the shelf, took your little seed money and kept it pushing. And here with these other payments, these options that are available right now, if you're enticed to impulse buy, well, you get the shoes, the clothes, the trip, the airline tickets, because you can also buy those types of things now on these platforms as well. You instantly get those things. So now what I hear is that now folks, after the trip is done, after the clothes have been worn, after the shoes have come in the mail, now you got 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, depending upon what you committed to in your payment plan. You've got that long amount of time to pay something off where the sizzle has already fizzled out. And that is where the overextension comes from. I did a post on Instagram and Facebook about mismanagement and the cousins, right? Mismanagement versus overextension and how both can get you into trouble. And if you are in the season where you are changing your ways, if you are coming around a corner, if you've done the foolery and you're trying to turn a corner, turn over a new leaf, whatever you want to call it, this can absolutely be extremely dangerous for the journey that you are trying to walk on. And it could put you back to square zero because it is so easy for us to choose these alternative payment plans, get the things before the payment has even hit the bank, cleared the bank, and then find ourselves overextended. There was an article not too long ago, and there was a young lady that got interviewed about using these platforms and how she literally had accumulated over $1,000 in little mini payments for just buying. I mean, I'm not going I'm not going to pass judgment, but like the stuff that they were showing she bought, I was like, that is junk. Like that's not that's that if she could have thought about it, I think she would have made a different decision. But she was responsible now and on the hook for $1,000 a month and all these little things that she decided to use these payment platforms for. And this absolutely, ma'am and sir, it can be a trap and it could put you back to square one if you're paying off debt and utilizing these in a irresponsible manner. Now, let me talk about how I have seen it been used for clutch, right? Like it's been used for good. Have I used these? Absolutely. Especially when I am using them for reset. If I am purchasing something, investing in something, and there is an option for me to do that, depending upon your payment profile, depending upon your quote unquote soft hit on your credit, if they deem that you actually have a good credit profile that they can trust that you will pay them, you can even get an opportunity for a zero interest loan. That's what these are, folks. We can call them payment plans or whatever. Let's keep it real. These are loans. These are loans that come from established banks and lending institutions because sometimes they're not even banks, y'all. And they may give you zero interest, but you're going to pay a big amount up front. I'm okay with that from a business standpoint because I'm leveraging other people's money for investment and keeping money that I may not necessarily want to give all in one whop because I may be investing that in other places and it buys me time to leverage against my business. Where it gets dangerous, though, is when we start using these things to fund things that we honestly cannot afford. That's another thing. When we're buying stuff that is not a necessity and it's a want or it's an impulse or we're trying to afford that trip, we really don't have money to go on in the first place, that's where we get in trouble, my friends. And so I just wanted to bring some light to that. It's been a conversation, it's been in a couple of my circles. And I wanted to think about it because I didn't want to come on here and vilify these options because for some people, they are my mama at Mervyn's, trying to make sure that they can leverage whatever they can to meet a need that maybe the paycheck may not be meeting and do it in the best way possible for necessities, for needs, right? Some people may be my mama. I want to make sure that if that's you and you're able to use these payment options in a responsible way, by all means, all right? By all means, use what you can as a resource. But ma'am and sir, if you are out here living it big on a trip from from Klarna and some airline tickets from Affirm, and you don't have no money in the bank, or you have debt, or you have a bill or a loan, or whatever the case may be, that really that money should be going to, then I'm going to say these are cap and you are heading for a trap. Now, if that sounds like you, and thank goodness this is a podcast because if you holding up your hand, we can't see you. Okay. We can't see you. No shame, no shade. But if that sounds like you, y'all, I would love to invite you to add yourself to the wait list for It Takes a Village. I'm so excited about this program. And I have been trying to launch it, wanting to launch it for months now, but it just has not been time. And I'm grateful because there are some pieces that I've recently gotten. And I'm like, this is why every time I wanted to put this out, it just wouldn't work. And I thank you, God. I thank you for the delay. But it takes a village, y'all. It is going to be a community where I don't just tell you about budgeting, but we walk through it. We walk through it so that you, once again, are in a community of no shame, no shade, that you don't have to prove anything. You don't have to come in covering up anything. Like, we are all in this community to do better, live better, be better, and really literally manage our money on the foundation of what God says about money and how he intended us to manage this tool that he created called money. And so we're going to lean on each other. We're going to lean on scripture, and it's going to take you through a guided experience so that everyone walks out of this community. Well, I should say everyone walks out of the program. You don't ever have to leave the community, but everyone walks out of the program with a spending plan that they can manage, that they trust, and that can be used over and over and over again, month over month, that you are seeing things being paid off, that your mindset is shifting, and that again, you have a community that leans on the Lord and breathes life and empowerment in you. I do believe a lot of these pieces is where we fail because we've been just trying to do this thing on our own. And this flesh and temptation is loud and it is hard. All right. So I'm super excited. It takes a village. Here's what you need to do. Go to my website, www.resetyourmoney.com. Go to the top, click on contact. I want you to send me a message, and in the subject line, put wait list. Give me your name, your email address, a quick little line. Janine, I want in. Put me on the wait list. When the announcement goes out and the signups go out, you are going to be one of the first people I communicate with, and you'll get the email of everything that you need in order to get into the room. All right. Once again, www.resetyourmoney.com. Click on contact. In the subject line, put wait list. You could put it takes a village. If you put waitlist, I know what you're there for, right? And give me a little message. I want in. Here's what I want to learn. Here's what I want to walk away with. Let me know why you would be interested in being a part of this community and what are you going to bring to the table, right? What you bringing to the cookout? What did you do? What you bring on the 4th? What are you bringing into the community? And I will be so excited to welcome you in so we can actually start walking this walk together. All right, y'all, that's my time. Have an amazing rest of your July. Babies, have fun, hydrate, keep that sunscreen on, and I will talk to you very, very soon. All right, bye, y'all.